How's it going, Lone Riders? We're back with another video. If you don't know, we make products here and we show you how we do it. In the last video, we talked about the top box and the development of it. We were in paper card and now we've actually made real prototypes. So let's check that out. So yeah, we're developing in top box and we've brought it from the stage of volume models to actual prototypes, and we develop the product even further and further. So if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe, and while you're down there, hit that like button, and we will make videos of the whole process from the beginning to the end, about from the concept right through to production and to delivering it to customers, the whole supply chain. We make videos about that just to inspire everyone, get information back from you guys. You guys see what I do and see what we do here, and you have your inputs. So we build that back into the product, and it's like a nice little echo chamber of information that we can make it the best products we can. So let's just jump into the computer. So if you followed along before, you would have seen us testing this cardboard model, and here we really wanted to get the volumetric stuff correct, because there's be nothing worse than if it's like half a mil out or a centimeter out, and you can't put your favorite helmet in there. So we've been developing it and putting it on the bike for location, and also putting big helmets in here. This is actually quite a big one. This is a huge product. We actually made it smaller. I'll show you in a minute. So from this, we made this cardboard. We got the volume right. We added on these moly panels at the back there just to get the rough dimensions right, because when we're designing in CAD, it's all good and well, but there's no size of scale in 3D modeling. You have an idea, but not perfect. So this is how we've developed the first variant. From here, we go on to the next prototype model, and that is like the real hard model that we can actually test, open and close, drill into, connect, go driving with it. And that's the next model. On the left here, you see the paper cardboard developed model, and on the right, you see two different sizes. You've got the smaller model that we're developing actually on the bike, and then you've got in the background there, you've got the larger model, the medium model, that will fit two helmets in there. Well, one adventure type peak helmet and just a normal helmet as well for the pinion. Because generally, with our research, shows that the main rider may have a peaked helmet, and the other pillion, she generally has a non-peaked helmet. But yeah, this is how we've designed our product around it, so you can fit both those helmets in there, quite large helmets. And so we've moved from this kind of conceptual stage here into actually like machining out these parts, 3D printing them out into carbon fiber, so we can actually work with them, cut into them, drill with them, see if we got interference, reinforce more areas and stuff like this, go for rides, test it, use it for weeks on end just to make sure that we've hit the nail on the head. So on the left, you've got the large size, and on the left, you've got the small size. The large size is 540 mils lengthwise across. The width is 390, and the height is about 315. And that's the height is the same and the depth is the same on the small, but just the width or the length, how wide it comes off the sides of your bike, is smaller, and that's 400. So that's the two models that we'll do. We will start with the medium or the large. We will start with the large size on the left here, and then make the smaller one later, and we'll work around the tooling for that, because tooling is quite expensive for these. These are actually quite big parts to injection mold these seals and stuff. They're actually massive tools, quite expensive. So what we're going to try and do is use the same rack and do some tricks to figure out if we can actually put these two molds for these two products into one rack, and reduce costs somehow here, because it is a large. It's simple. It's a simple mold. It's only a 2-part mold, for example, for the seals, but it is big, and so we're trying to reduce cost there, and then that we can reduce our end cost for the consumer as well. So that's what we're also working through at the moment. Doing the DFM, the design for manufacture. So another thing. So we're not in testing that. We actually put this on the bike. We find out a lot of stuff just by putting it on the bike and going for rides, giving it to other people. They give us feedback for it, and just use it. And we find out pretty quickly on the daily if things need to be improved. So let's just jump into my videos that I made. And this is me just videoing what I'm testing, going through it, putting the box on, putting the box off, and so forth. So this is the smaller version, and I've packed it up with all the bags, all the different bags. I tested all the bags that should fit on it, just to make sure they do fit. And all of our bags do fit on it. on the multi panel, and then I'm taking the small one off and putting the large one on. So here I'm just locating it, pulling it towards me and locking it, and you're good to go. So you can swap out both sides. You just need the one back plate or one rack plate for both. So this is the large, and I've got my Rackless set on there as well. So I'll just remove this. So just at the bottom, just undo the latch and I can take it off. Pretty quick. Then we put it on. You do get used to the slots. At the start it's a bit fiddly. You kind of like don't know where it is, but after about 3 or 4 times, you kind of have a feeling for where the holes are, and it just slits in there quite nicely. We really focused on security here. We want all the mechanisms hidden underneath behind metal, and this is me putting the other smaller tops. So how a locking system works is you release a button and it clips automatically in place. You can see here I'm testing with gloves this time. And then what happens if you look up in the left-hand corner there, there's a little latch that sits in behind the top box base, and it locks the top box in place. So there's a 4-point connection point here, and that really secures it all 4 points. It's super stable, and you can see here we might put my finger in. On the bottom of the top box, this is kind of flange, and that goes inside here and then locks in place. So our locking mechanism is hidden behind all the hard parts, metal parts. So it's reinforced as well. So it's more difficult to kind of remove. Going back to the locking system, how we do it, we're doing the same as our Rackless system, our Rackless Motorbags, and the Rackless Motorbags work really well. They're super easy to use. So it locks in. You don't actually need to use the key to lock in there. So it just opens like this. You just push the button and it opens, and then you can lock it here underneath with the screw with the key if you needed. Another thing we looked at was the backrest, and a lot of people said that they got a lot of pain from this backrest. So if you see here, I'll pause the video. We've got one backrest at the bottom and one at the top, and this is a closed form cell foam, and it'll be super plush. We are looking into this. Is actually 3D printed now, so it's hard. But we printed this out just to get the first initial concept sorted, and it failed. I'll show you why. It failed because within about a few seconds I realized there's pressure points. So I don't sit on the back of bikes, but we need to make sure that it's good for riding for a whole day. It doesn't give them pain. And what I noticed straight away, I've got back protectors in here as well in this climb jacket, is that the top bracket actually pushes into you. It's far too far forward. So testing here, I'm trying to figure out the pain points. You don't really know until you really test it for like several hours on end, but I can get it pretty close, and then once we do that, we can refine tune it with actual riders, send it out to our lady riders or our guys with pinions for their ladies to test, and they can be brutal, and we can figure out exactly where these pain points are and reduce those areas. So we also make a product called the MotoBags, and these MotoBags have a rackless system as well, which means we don't need racks to put it onto this bike. This is the adventure version here, but it works for the GS off the shelf. So we're using some same technology between the two of them, the connection system specifically, but this bike is naked now, so if you could imagine you're coming down from your hotel room or on the campsite and you want to pack up, I simulated this just to see how long it takes me, the feel of it, if it's annoying, what I need to improve, if there's interference between the parts, etc. So I'll start with the top box and pull out the bag on the top. And the left side, 38 litre MotoBags. And that's it. You're good to go. You can drive off now. Other thing I tested was all these different bags. You can see here, this is a V2 TallBag and a micro bag that we have. They both work. They're verified. I've got 2 bottle holders on the back here, one more bottle holder on the side, and a mini bag. So they're all verified V2 mini bag. We have V2 here as they have the straps at the back. It's just nice and secure. There's a little bit of a interference at the bottom, which I thought would be a problem, but I tested that and that's no problem. You can also put a bag on the top, But yeah, this back here, it's a double-edged sword. We can provide a lot of space to people, but we you really don't want to put too much weight up the top here. This should be for the super light stuff. You want the weight low. You want the weight low as possible. So up here would be stuff like the helmet and things like that that take up a lot of space but are quite light. This is the area there. So it's double-edged sword for us. We want to provide as much modularity as possible, but we also don't want you to have an unstable bike because you put too much weight up here, and yeah, it could become less stable on corners, braking, for things like this. So yeah, but these panels can be taken off anyway, and you can have a nice clean finish on that. We'll also make renderings of that to show you what it looks like there, but it looks awesome. It looks badass. I think it looks, sometimes I look at it, it's down here in my room, and I think it needs a little turret gun on top. It's got this kind of aggressive style to it, adventure look to it. It's nice, clean. All the lines are nice, clean, integrated lines. It's really fits the bike as well, and the whole styling of the gear. So that's the top box. Pretty happy with it so far. Really happy with it so far. Now the next stage for us is to bring it to manufacturing. We're going through that right now, just making the final changes. So when we do start investing in the tooling, we actually have a good shot of getting a good quality product straight off the bat on the first round. So now we're going to make samples, another set of samples, and that's going to be the metals here. We're going to do that again, and then we're going to CNC all the plastic parts out, and we'll make all the CNC parts out of real plastic. This is carbon fiber 3D printed stuff, so it's pretty strong, but we want to get the 3D printed, or we want to get the actual material that we use. So we'll CNC machine that out into production parts, and during that time it will take a few weeks because we need to order the metals and all the parts for the tooling, and that takes generally 3 weeks for all the steels to come in, and to make the actual injection molding tools and all the bending tools and all this stuff. So it takes a month just to get the parts for the toolings into the workshop to start machining the raw materials into making toolings for this. So it's quite a long process, and once we get the prototypes, then we should be waiting another 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll make samples out of the toolings, like proper parts from the tooling. It'll take a couple of weeks to optimize that. It does take a long time to like fine tune it because we have shrinkage, and some parts don't come out of the mold as fast as we want, and there's a lot of problems that we have to try and make sure this product is stable throughout. And once we have that, we'll go into golden samples. From there, these golden samples, we test them one more time, we'll sign them off, and then we'll make our first batch. And we'll also, at that time, open this up for pre-order at a good discount because it's pre-order. We do this every time. You guys trust us now, and we always deliver. So actually, we get quite a bit more response for that. A lot of people jumping on board at the start there. But we'll let you know that'll be in several months. Just follow these videos. Go downstairs, go down in the comments, and let us know what you think. Just subscribe, and we'll keep you updated on the progress as well. Hit that like button, and hope you enjoyed that. Just a quick update on the top box. It's really cool, awesome top box. It's quite innovative with a few aspects there. We're making it super cool and easy to use. Also looks great and modular. So that's it for now. Hopefully we'll be back pretty soon with another video on another topic, and that's in the works. But until then, have a great day. See ya.